Okay, let's be honest. How many hours a day do you think you currently spend sitting in front of your computer? You work, you watch Netflix, you stream YouTube, you do some gaming. 1 in 4 Americans spend more than 8 hours a day sitting in front of their computer, according to the CDC research. That's a lot of hours, and unless you look like Brad over here and slightly older, you know all about back pains and leg pains at the end of the day. Just not a fun situation to be in. So we've heard about the standing desk, and I want to know, are they just a hipster gadget? Are they really worth it? How much do they cost? What should you be looking for? So if you've got those questions, don't worry, I got you. Let me show you what you need to know. And welcome to another episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. My name's Liron Segev, where I make tech simple. If you're into phones, gadget apps, tips and tricks on how to, hit that subscribe button and let's get on to today's show. So I've been using a standing desk for a couple of years now. When I first started, they were around $1,000. Fortunately, the prices have come right down. And in fact, Autonomous, who sent me the latest SmartDesk 2, the hybrid edition, they retail their smart electric desk at $349. And yes, you can still go and customize it. You can get different colors, different frames, different sizes. Or link is in the description below in case you want to go check it out. So what do you look for in a standing desk? Well, firstly, standing desk comes in 3 different types. You get the one that's a contraption that sits on your desk and you can basically lift and lower it as you want to stand. The problem with that is that it doesn't do the entire desk. It just does a section. So typically your laptop, perhaps a keyboard and a mouse, a bit of place to do some work. Not my favorite, but if you're in a cubicle and you really don't have a choice because you're sharing that big desk with 4 other people, it's your only choice, you might as well go for it. The next option is a manual version of the standing desk. The entire desk lifts, the entire desk sinks down again, and you do it via a crank. You typically crank it up and then crank it down. People that have standing desks like that, the manual edition, tend to use it a lot in the first couple of weeks, but over time they do it less and less because remember, you're standing and lowering your desk many times a day, every couple of hours. So, can get a little bit tiring after a while. The final option is the electric standing desk, which of course is my preferred choice. The entire desk raises and lowers by a push of a button. So the next option to look for in a standing desk is how many buttons does it have? Typically, every standing desk will have 2 buttons, one for lifting it, one for lowering it, but you want one that's got memory built in. You want to be able to push one and it will rise up by itself to a standing position to the height that you set, and you push number 2 and then it lowers down to your sitting position. You program it, you push one and that's it, and it's done. Now remember, if you're sharing your desk with other people, your significant other for example, ideally find one that's got at least 4 memory slots. You get 2, he or she gets the other 2. This might sound obvious, but make sure that you have a desk that can rise to at least the height that you want it to be. So when you're standing in front of your desk with your shoes on, you want to be able to rest your hands on the keyboard nice and comfortably at 90 degrees to your body. The next thing I look for is how much weight the desk can actually support, and I look for it because I want to see how strong the motors are. You can get single motors in the one leg only or dual motors in both legs. The Autonomous SmartDesk 2 actually has 2 motors, and it goes from sitting to standing in 2.3 seconds and can hold up to 300 pounds, which is plenty of weight for your desk to support. Now speaking of motors, the one thing you do need to look out for is the noise level that the motor makes. There's nothing worse than being in an environment surrounded by people and every couple of hours you hear as your desk rises and stands. So don't be that person. Link to the Autonomous desk is in the description below. Check out some of these other cool gadgets right over here. If you're first time here, hit the head below to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in those videos. Let's go.